Welcome to Chimen Jia. Hi, my name is Douglas Chan. I'm the Chimen teacher internationally. Today's case study, we're going to talk based or related to an opportunity to buy a new piece of land. And using Chimen Jia, we can do a divination to see whether this particular land is going to be good or not good. And should we actually go ahead in terms of buying the land itself? So in this case, what we can do is we need to understand the few concept. First is this, we need to know the answer, we need to know the asker, we need to know what is the reference point. So in order to do so, we will based on a step-by-step process where we have this hour stamp. This is called the hour box itself. This is pronounced as E. So E, we take reference with this box itself. Number two, this is where we tell us about the answer. That means it gives us a general scenario of what is likely going to be happening in this case. And of course, another reference point is the day. This is the day stamp over here. We're talking about the subject itself. So the subject based on this question is actually over here, which is ourself. You, this is you. Ourself, the reference point is Bing. So we need to take reference with this Bing itself over here, which means that box number 3 is telling us about our current status, our current energy, or even the character of the person. So the next thing we need to do is we need to find where is the land. We're talking about the land. The land is over here. The death door, over here, this death represents the land. And this box 6 itself is telling us the situation of the land itself. So after that, we also have to consider what is the land used for? Is it used for profit making? Do you want to sell the land later to make a profit or not? If you're making a profit, that is the intent, then we have to look at this particular reference point called the live door. So live door, we need to see what is the information over there. So these are all the standard things to take reference in this case. But before we analyze the chart, we also have to do a couple of things to kind of clean the chart first. Because every 奇门遁甲 chart, when we plot it, is actually considered a raw chart. So before we go deep into it, we must understand, is the chart got any problem? Is the chart got any situation in this case? So we need to clean the chart. So basing on this cleaning up the chart is that based on this year, 2020, this year is a Geng Zi year. So we need to kind of know Geng and Zi, which palace is higher energy. So in order to know the higher energy, we need to find where is the Geng, which is over here. Which means that in this case, box number 4, this emptiness is actually being filled because the energy is Geng. So next we have to find where is the Zi. Zi is over here. Basing on the Chinese calendar, Zi actually located in box number 1. So in this situation, 1 itself is going to be extra energy because it doesn't have an emptiness. So you flow back into box number 9, which tells us this box 9 itself is going to be extra energy too. So in this case, box 4, the energy of this emptiness is being filled. The extra energy in box 9 itself is going to be doubled. So in this case itself, we will take reference with it, and then from there, we'll see what happened. Next, we also have to clean the chart basing on the 6 punishment. 6 punishment is let me write it down. 6 punishment is actually a situation whereby a specific palace, basing on a location of this stamp, then this particular palace is considered damaged. And if a damaged box or palace happens, then whatever that is inside that particular box will have some situation. So 6 punishment, we call it the 物己更新人魁. We start from here. So 物己更新人魁. So in this case, we notice that seeing there's a damaged box. In this Sixth punishment, sync is activated in box number 9, which means that this entire box is actually damaged. So we need to highlight box number 9 is damaged. What we are going through is actually a very hands-on and very in-depth analysis of a normal achievement chart. So compared to some of my videos previously, it's actually a very simplified version. So now I'm going to something more advanced, and then I will include different layers and different cleaning up even before the analysis of this particular chart. So we notice that this particular box number 9 is damaged with an increase in energy. You see, this is something whereby we need to understand. The energy increase, but the entire box is damaged. But whether we are able to take reference with it later on, we shall see. So after cleaning up the chart, basing on the yearly Tai Sui and the sixth punishment, we can start to do the analysis already. So in this case, box number 2 itself, we are looking to this answer. We have a serpent, obstruct, and fearless. All these particular symbols are telling us not a very good energy. So there are worries, there are obstruct, there will be hurdles, and there will be fearless also, meaning that things will not be so fantastic. In any Chimenton chart, if you see a fearless star, rightfully, you should not be going ahead with it rightfully. Of course, sometimes in certain decision making, we may not have certain choice, but given a choice, if you see a fearless star, please do not go into that particular decision in that aspect. So anyhow, let's continue to analyze. So where is the land? The land is over here. So this is the land. This is the answer. So the land is represented by this death. Death door is called land. I mean, don't be worried about this death because it's just a representation. It does not mean that the land is dead. But we need to understand that there are a couple of implications within the box number 6 itself. So the land is a reference point. We have a partner, we have a destroyer, we have a thing, and we have a queen. So all these symbols tells us something about the land itself. That means it's telling us the surrounding, the energy of that particular land. Okay, so in this case itself, this partner stands for multiple. This destroyer stands for internally, there are some things going on, something which is creating a problem. So Ting represent fire, Kui represent dirty water. But Kui also represents something else, which is stand for natural force, which also stand for ghost. So in this case, a land with a ghost, with a fire, and with a destroyer, which is not a very good style to begin with. Partner is multiple, a lot of people, a lot of things. So I may suspect that something wrong with this particular land, which probably there could be a cemetery previously. So in this case, for this particular land, we need to kind of do some background checking to see whether this particular land previously got any cemetery, or tombstone, or this thing itself. So because all this will create a lot of yin energy, a very negative energy, and if humans are live inside there, it's not going to be very good in this aspect. So that one, we have to kind of take care of it. We have to notify it. So in the event of this profit itself, profit is going to go into 9 heaven. 9 heaven and impulse. 9 heaven stand for high. Geng stand for enemy, competitor. Xing stand for mistakes. Chong, that means impulse, stand for wash away. So in this case, we are looking at a situation whereby if you were to buy this land, you're going to have a lot of profit. With competition, with a horse over there, this is small little horse, stand for not being stable, not very stable. And at the same time, this profit is going to be washed away. So it will be a situation like this. When you buy the land, your profit is going to go high. After that, due to competition, eventually it's going to be washed away due to some other reason. And there's a horse over there, which means that this whole profit itself technically is not very, very stable. You see, it's all about future. We are predicting the future. So it's kind of telling us what likely going to happen. And always understand that achievement is not 100% true. It's about 70 to 80% or even 90% depending on how skillful the person is. And the more you are skillful in this area of predicting the future, you are able to grab the future under your hand itself. It's very, very interesting. So having said that, we must also understand where are you? That means the person who is asking the question. Over here, about 3 itself, this is where are you? And 4 itself and 3 itself, 4 is the profitability, 3 is the yourself. So in terms of element to element, the wood and wood is actually in harmony. So technically, you and the profit is in harmony. Take note, the profit eventually will be washed away with competition and with this mistake. So it may not be very fantastic. It looks good, but technically, if you look at it, it does not look good. Okay, so in terms of the representation of the stem plus stem, we have a geng and a sing, and then we have this is what we call the 10 stem combination. 10 stem combination, geng plus sing, is actually not very good. It's not suitable. That means basically it's a negative energy. That means the microenvironment itself is not telling us something. It's telling us something that is not very favorable in this aspect. So microenvironment, no good. Box number 4 in terms of trigram itself under Shen Gong is Shen Palace. This is something we're talking about. This particular profit is directionless. Something which is directionless, we also tend not to go into it. And at the same time, there's something very important. The land itself is over here. We stand for Matter Palace. Over here, 6 Matter Palace. This is matter because there's a gray color over here. And the profit itself is going to be wood. So the profit actually clashes with this land itself clashes with the profit. And because it's matter, clash with the wood. And at the same time, if you notice the profit, this land itself also clashes with the asker, which is yourself, which is stand for wood also. So both sides, that means the land clashes with the profit, the land clashes with the asker itself. So technically, it is not a very good situation in this aspect. So as a whole, the overall situation is that when we look at a divination chart, we must look at different layers. And then after that, we do a very holistic approach to see whether this answer is going to be a yes or no. Sometimes we may come to a situation whereby it's like a 50-50 situation. But in this case, if you are looking at the situation of a profitability of this land, that is when to buy and sell later on, this land, we should not be buying it because the profit will be washed away, and suspect that this land itself, there's some history behind the scene whereby we need to double check whether is there any symmetry previously, because it will be a very yin energy, a very negative energy if anybody were to build a house within it. You see, so that is all for this particular chart related to 奇门遁甲. Thank you very much for watching, and do subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Hello, welcome to 奇门遁甲. My name is Douglas Chan. I'm the 奇门teacher internationally. Today, we're going to touch base on this particular case study related to a proposal of getting a relationship together. So basically on this question, there's a lady under the social gathering, and after 2 rounds of meetup, she suggested that to propose to get a serious relationship together. So what can you see from the chart and what will you do? So basically on this 奇门遁甲 chart, we are able to see what kind of situation is it and whether is it going to be a good or bad situation if we decided on this particular thing. So this is kind of a relationship issue. So we can base on relationship issue to see certain reference point in the 奇门遁甲 chart and to decide whether we should be going into or not to go into. It's actually a very powerful tool to help a person to decide, and eventually it will make a person's life even much more smoother comparatively. So in order to see a 奇门遁甲 chart, we have to understand that we have to see a couple of reference points. It's not as complicated as many people as seems, so but I will explain in the most simplified version. so that you're able to see how to go about doing it. But this particular case study is going to be a bit more in-depth because I actually include a few more things in our layers to see the chart based on different dimensions. So anyhow, for achievement chart, the basic idea is we need to find the answer. The answer is actually in this, you see this HR stands for the hour. This symbol itself stands for ping, this ping. So we need to find where is the ping in terms of information. The ping will be actually located over here. Box number 8. This is box number 8. So everything inside this box number 8 is telling us about the situation. Some information inside are going to tell us yes or no. So we're going to base on the information to tell us what is the whole story about. So then we are looking at where is the person who is asked the question. That means this is you. Day stamp is the you. You, Y-O-U. And this is this symbol stands for Ren. So we need to take reference in the Ren itself. This particular is a Ren box. And in this situation, number 2 is actually represent you. This is you. Let me label it down so for easy references. So this is the answer. And at the same time, we also take note that this is what we call a Fan-Yin chart. A Fan-Yin chart is actually these symbols, and these symbols actually is in opposite. That means if you go to the opposite side, the symbols are actually opposite. Here we have an E, we have a thing, we have a thing, we have an E. So any situation of a Fan-Yin chart, we will have a very fast situation. Fan-Yin chart. That means things will happen very, very fast in this aspect. So next thing we need to do is we need to kind of clean up the chart first. What I mean by clean up the chart, meaning that this Qimendunjie chart is built by this IT company, given by different people who specialize in this area in terms of Qimendunjie. But having said that, we also must understand that in terms of certain in-depth analysis of Qimendunjie, sometimes we cannot just purely look at the chart. We need to see, based on this current year, what is the energy that is the strongest. So in order to find what energy is the strongest, we need to see where is the Tai Sui. We call it Tai Sui in Qimendunjie. This is what we call Xing Chou. Xing Chou year is the Tai Sui, whereby in the year of Xing, in the year of Chou, under the same year, which is 2021, every one of them will have increased drastically in terms of energy. So we go to Xing itself. Where's the Xing? Is over here. The Xing is over here. So energy increase in box 1. Overflows goes to box number 9, which in this case, box number 9 is increase in terms of energy. And we have the Chou. Chou, actually, this is Zhi, this is Chou. Chou over here, then we will see that this particular emptiness is being filled due to the Chou energy has increased. So in this case itself, the box number 8 emptiness is no longer valid anymore. So it's actually a full 100% box. So we need to understand that this Tai Sui itself will change the energy, will change whether the emptiness is valid or not valid. You see, so this is, it may sound a bit complicated for people who do not understand Qimeng, but people who have learned the basic of this emptiness, we call it void, or they also learn what you call this thing called Tai Sui. Then we're able to overlap the thing, and then from there we're able to see the chart more clearer. So anyhow, the next thing we need to do is we're going to base on to clear the chart basing on the 6 punishment. 6 punishment. Okay. So it's a situation whereby the particular box of activated by a certain stamp, and then that box itself is considered to be damaged. So 6 punishment, there will be 6 different symbols. We're talking about 物己更新人魁. So box 物己 activated over here. Okay, 物己更新 更 don't have 更 over here. 新 also activated over here. 人魁 over here, 4 don't have. So in this case, in terms of 6 punishment, box number 9 and box number 2 is being activated. So in this case, what we can say is 9 and 2 itself, it is being damaged. any box that is damaged, we have a situation. So we have to be very mindful that any box that's damaged. So when we analyze the situation, we just take note about it and analyze it accordingly to the situation. So now we can start the analysis of this particular question basing after we do the cleaning up. So in this case itself, we look at our cell. Where is our cell? Our cell is in run. Run is over here in box number 2. So in a situation that this is a situation of a 6 punishment, so in this case, you are struggling. A personality, this is your personality. Somebody hardworking, somebody is very open-minded, very extrovert person who is a leader and is always on the run. When I say on the run, cannot stay in one position for too long. That means always very, very extremely active. So technically, the person who is the energy is a very positive person. So it's classified as a good, hardworking, friendly person who is a good leader. You see? So here's the thing. In terms of combination of this answer, this is pink. Pink is the answer based on this question. So we have a white tiger, we have an obstruct, we have a problem star. So in this case, this no longer an emptiness, which means that we have to take reference 100% of box number 8. So obstruct skills. Obstruct means there's obstruction, there are blockage in front. It won't be so smooth. White tiger represent the worst situation in terms of luck. In this case, problem star is also tells us that there will be certain challenges ahead. So combination of all three different symbols will not be very, very interesting. So we also see the Ji and Ren. This is these two stems, Ji and Ren. So we also have to see what does a Ji and Ren stand for. So Ji and Ren, the meaning itself, killed by other lover. In terms of literary, we do the translation, killed by other lover, meaning that it's also not a very good situation in terms of representation. So we also have to see the Ping and Ren. So we take a look at what does Ping and Ren stand for. Ping and Ren, the Ping is actually a fire, and Ren is also this water. So there will be also a lot of gossip. It's bad for the guests, which means that who is the guest? The guest is ourselves, the person who is asking the question, which is the host, and the guest is actually the person, the other party. So it would not be good for them. So overall, box 8 does not seem to be very well when we look at the combination. Okay. So in this case, we also take note that in terms of energy, this is the Tai Sui energy. So it's extremely high in terms of energy, which means that if you talk about white tiger, obstruct, and problem, total we have, let's say individually, 100%. That's every part of the energy. But because of the whole energy, this box number 8 actually increases double. That means the white tiger is 200%, obstruct is 200%, problem side is 200%. So in this case, we have to be very respectful with this box number 8. It's telling us the obstruct is not just normal obstruction. It's not. The problem is no longer a simple problem. It could be a big problem. Energy of the white tiger is very bad, so which means that it's extremely bad. So answer 8 is no good. Pure and simple. Okay, so now we look at this particular box number 8 and box number 2 themselves, which is yourself, and the answer is actually in harmony. Why I say harmony? This is the earth, 2 below is the earth color, and 8 is also earth. So earth and earth actually in harmony. So technically it's same thing. And the next thing we need to do, we have to see the relationship issue. Is there a relationship issue? Relationship issue, we talk about the partner. We have a view door, destroyer, Kui, and Wu. Okay, let's look at the whole energy of box number 3, one by one. So in order to see what is the information, we need to understand what does this emptiness stand for in this case. Okay, in any partnership, when the emptiness is there, it means the relationship is discounted. The relationship is empty. So any partner in terms of relationship, whether is it marriage, boy and girl coming together, the kind of relationship is going to be discounted. It's going to be empty. So it's not a very good sign in this aspect. And of course, we also have to see what other information is over there. There is a Kui and U. So there's a Kui and U. What does it do? The representation for Kui and U, meaning the good door become good, the bad door become bad. So in this case, this view door itself is classified as a neutral door. In this case, it's not very helpful in terms of diagnosis of this particular box number 3. We take a look at this destroyer. Destroyer is a very, very lousy star. Okay, very bad star. So it's going to create problems and for the relationship. So in this case, the overview of this particular partner, which represent the relationship of the guy and the girl, which is yourself and the lady, is not very, very fantastic. It looks bad. In this case, it's kind of the same information given by box number 8 itself. So, and at the same time, the partnership itself, the partner box number 3, which is wood, is also clashing with the person, which is you, open door over here, which is yourself, box number 2. The wood clashes with the earth. So which means that it's going to create a lot of problem for you next time if you were to go into this particular engagement. So where is the information about the other lady? Okay, we need to find where is the lady. Yeah? So you are represented by this red. Okay, in terms of a formula, we have another thing called the red, where we have the thing. And then we have the sing also. Okay, sing represent the person. Sing represent the lady. So in this case, box 1 is telling us about the lady. So Sing is the lady that is represent D in the box number 1. So it's telling us box number 1, we have the black tortoise, we have an injury, we have a fearless. So black tortoise stands for somebody who is kind of talkative, can be fake also. And injury, we talk about somebody who is very aggressive in the talking. The words coming out from the mouth may not be so pleasant, can be quite aggressive also. So fearless, somebody who is actually very easily agitated. They like to have temper, they get very angry pretty easily with small little things. So in this case, the lady is a water. Over here, this purple color stands for water. The U stands for this earth. So you are the one, in the 5 elements theory, the earth itself is clashing with the water. That means yourself is clashing with the water, which means that you are creating the problem for the lady. Eventually, the lady will suffer, you see. So, and if you talk about the plate itself, because in relationship, we also have to refer to the plate that's called the yin-yang plate. Yin-yang plate. So let me highlight where is the yin-yang plate for you. So in this case, let's use a different color. There is a plate. This particular inverted L shape is one plate. And then we have another one, which is let's use a purple one. Over here, 4, 3, 8, and 1 is also another plate. So what does it really mean? So which means that the lady is over here in the purple plate. You are actually in this plate, which is box number 2. So in this situation, it becomes a very peculiar situation whereby both of you are located in the different plate. So in the concept itself is, if both stems are located within the same plate in any of them, whether is it the blue one or the purple one, or we call it yin and yang, then eventually they are going to be in harmony. But if you're in different plate, meaning that both parties actually are not very serious about things. Their feelings are not very stable. They may not be really loving each other at all. You see, so we have to take into consideration of this. So Taking into account of the answer, which is box number 8, which is extremely high energy, and the partner, which is also emptiness with a destroyer coming in, and with the plate itself is different. And at the same time, we are looking at a lot of clashes here and there between the person, between yourself and the lady, and the marriage itself or the relationship itself clashing with yourself. I would recommend that this relationship you should not actually taking into consideration. In fact, you should reject this particular relationship together. It can be crude in this aspect, but sometimes in life we need to make certain right decision to do things better, you see, because sometimes one lousy relationship can create a lot of issue, and it could be the turning point of your life, not for the good, but for the bad itself. So we need to understand that, especially in relationship, we need to decide very carefully. Okay, so I understand that this can be a bit deep, but as you go through a few more examples, you'll be able to understand some of the situation under this Chimentunjia. And let's say if you are interested, you can always ask me on what and how to go about doing it in terms of Chimen itself. Okay, thank you for watching this video. My name is Douglas Chan. Welcome to Chiman Teacher. Hello, my name is Douglas Chan. I'm the Chiman Teacher internationally. Today, case study, we're going to talk about this particular restaurant, and we're going to expand the restaurant to see whether is it possible to go into it. That means the question is like this. An agent approached your restaurant and proposed a new place for your restaurant, which is cheaper and in terms of rent and have more potential customer. What should you do in this aspect? So in terms of business expansion, we are able to do a prediction on what likely going to happen, because in terms of business expansion, for regardless of whether is it a restaurant, F&B, or any business, sometimes we need to do some investment. We need to put some money to do some designs, renovation, buy some new stuff, furnitures to invest in the business, to expand the business. And because of that, there will be certain allocation of funds. What happens if you make a mistake in this decision making? So Simon Tunjia is able to help you to decide better in terms of decision making, to minimize your losses and increase your profit as we go along in terms of their businesses. So in this case, I will kind of explain to you what is this whole thing about and how do we go about doing it to decipher the question. And the process is quite long, and apparently I will go through step by step for the sake of everybody who does not know what is this thing called Simetunjia. So first step first is we need to understand in terms of Simetunjia, this is a chart that you're looking at. And the chart will separate into two different sections. So this is the 492, 3781, this is called the 9 pillars, or we call it the 8 trigrams. And this is also, we call it the 4 pillars. The 4 pillars tell us the date and time of this particular thing. So how do we go about doing it is this. When we have a question in our mind, we don't know how to answer, then we use a chart. This chart is available in this called M. Chiman. Okay, let me share with you this address itself. It's called M. Chiman. In the Android or even the Play Store itself, you just search for M. Chiman. You should be able to download it and do the basic configuration, and you're able to plot the chart itself. So question is this: when you have a specific thing that you want to ask, you base on that particular time, on the exact date and time that you want to ask, you think of this question now, and then you just plot the chart, and then this chart will come out from the app itself. And then this tell you the energy of the situation currently, and it will tell you whether is it a good idea or not a good idea to go about doing it. But the thing is, you need to understand what does it mean and all these symbols, all this, whether it's a red color or black color, different symbol will tell you different signals. So in this case, we will go directly into how to decipher the question. First thing first, we must see the answer. Where is the answer? The answer is always in this particular box called the hour stamp. Okay, this is called a quay. This symbol is called a quay. So with this quay itself, we take reference within the 9 boxes itself. Where is the quay located? We look at the one at the top over here. Quay. So box number 1, it tells us the answer. Okay, but it's not going to, we are not going to decide just based on the answer because we're going to see the whole big picture in this aspect first. All right. So next, we need to know where are you. You are the person that is going to talk about it, the person that's going to decide. So you are the subject. Subject is called the 甲子. This is 甲子. 甲子 is a hidden stem. Hidden stem 甲子物. Okay. So over here, this is you. 8 is you. Number 8 is you. So let me label it down so it'll be easier for you to see the very clearly. So here is you. 8 is you. Then 1 is the answer. So the idea is this. The question is about the agent approach your restaurant and propose a new place for your restaurant, which is cheaper and have more potential customer. So overall business situation is we're talking about profitability. If you were to go through this particular case, and if you continue with the investment, we're talking about profit. So the profit itself, we need to take reference. There's a reference called, we call it the live door. Okay, the live door is actually together with you. This is a profit also. That means it's within the same palaces with you. Live door. Right, profits. So in this case, we are looking, oh shucks, profits. Let me change the thing. I do a spelling wrongly. When you type too fast, it happens like that. So anyhow, profits. So 8 is profit. 8 is also represent you. So in this case, what we're going to do is we're going to do a in-depth analysis of what's really might be happening. So before we analyze, we need to do a clean up of the chart. What do we mean by cleaning up the chart? Meaning that I have to include the Tai Sui situation and the 6 punishment. Okay, Tai Sui plus 6 punishment. So what does the Tai Sui and 6 punishment stand for? Okay, Tai Sui is what we call, in the particular year, every year there's a certain stem and branch will have extra energy, super extra energy. So we have to respect this kind of energy. So first we need to see where is the Tai Sui. This is Wu, Xu. That means the year stem itself over here, the year stem. Wu, Xu. So Wu, Xu will have a high energy. So let us see where is Wu. Okay, Wu is over here. That means in this case, box number 8 is extra in terms of energy. Double. So if this is 100%, the whole box 8 is 100%, we are going to experience 200% of the energy, everything within the box 8 itself. Okay, so this is something we have to understand. She, where is she? She is actually in this box. So in this case, because of the increased energy, the emptiness over here, the circle is called emptiness. Emptiness means it's discount in box number 6, supposedly, but because of the energy increase in the Tai Sui, which is under the Xi year, it means 2019, then box number 6 is going to be no emptiness anymore. The void is not valid anymore. So in this case, 6 is 100% filled box. Next, we need to look at the 6 punishment. Where is the 6 punishment? 6 punishment is a situation whereby one particular palace, whereby a specific stem is located, makes the whole box damage, will have struggle within that particular box. We call it palace anyway. So they call it 物己更新人魁. The formula is here. 物己更新人魁. So that means basing on this formula, 物 3 2 物己更新 here don't have anything, they don't have any run and quit. So which means that in this particular chart, there is no 6 punishment activated at all. So it's very, very good in this aspect because then we don't have to worry too much about the analysis of this 6 punishment. So anyhow, going back into the story of this answer, Koi is the answer. So it's, in this case, we have a restore, we have a 9 heaven, we have a diplomat. So restore stands for good. It is a good energy, which means it's a relaxed environment. 9 heaven also a good energy, stand for high. So diplomat also stand for, it's a good energy, but yet it tells us it's going to be slow, SLW. So we also need to see what does this Kui and Bing stand for. In terms of stem to stem combination, we must understand what does Kui and Bing stand for. Because this tells us the macro environment of the situation. So the Kui and Bing, actually in every box we have a different combination. If you take note, there's a different combination. So we must really understand what does this Kui and Bing stand for. So when we talk about Kui and Bing, this combination is stand for this. Everything is unfavorable. Unfavorable. Only the master is pleased. You see, so this is the definition of this Kui and Bing. So indirectly, it's telling us that everything is unfavorable. Master is pleased. Who is the master? The master in this case is not you. The master in this case is the person that is approaching you. That is the master, the agent that is approaching you. He or she is the person that is telling you about this particular restaurant. So he is in control in this case. So that means box 1, although it's giving us a very good signal in terms of the energy, but the micro environment is not favorable. So we have to take very serious consideration. Next. Profitability, life door. We have a leader, we have a right impulse, and then we have Wu and Kui. So in this case, the leader is a good thing, which means that we got big bosses, we got noblemen helping you. Life door equates to profitability because it's reference point. So in this case, we will not take the energy in this life door. Impulse. Impulse stands for rush. Impulse stands for wash away. So profitability with nobleman being washed away, that doesn't sound very interesting. So we have the Wu and Kui. That means the stem plus stem combination. We also have to see Wu and Kui. What does it really mean? So Wu and Kui is stand for good door. Good doors will help to improve. Bad door will make things bad. So the good door is profitable. So which means the overall situation is going to look good. Okay, the stem plus stem, that means good profit. And at the same time, we are looking at yourself. The Jia Wu, which is over here, which is different dimension. And then we have to look at the leader, the life door, and the impulse. So this is representing yourself. So yourself is going to be basing on the life door situation, which is you are somebody who is very active, very lively, very approachable. But of course, we have this impulse telling us that you are somebody who is very rushed, doing things very quick. You are a good leader also. So it's signaling us something, whereby you should not be so rushed in making this decision making. You see. But anyhow, let's look at it from another angle. Box number 8 is extremely high for this year. So the thing is, we have to look at you. This is it. Profit is also it. That means both boxes, if you would split them together, the asker and the profit is actually in harmony. So technically, it's a very good situation. So in this case, we are looking at a very, very interesting scenario. So for this situation, what we need to do is you have to decide. There is a situation whereby you will make a lot of money, but will you lose money? Okay, will you lose money? We have to look at things which you call it the symbol, we call it the bandit star. And we also have to see there's another black tortoise, which is over here. Okay, over here. It's quite far from you. This bandit and the black tortoise is far from you. So it's not within the box number 8 or within box number 1. So technically it's still fine. So which means that you still have to spend some money, but overall you should not be losing money. But as long as in terms of 奇门遁甲, if you are able to manage this impulse star, which is stand for profit losing money, and it also stands for you making a rash decision. So as long as you're able to manage these two particular angle as a whole to venture into this restaurant to expand, it's okay. It looks fine, you see. So that means this 奇门遁甲 are able to give you different dimension and area and focus to tell you, okay, if you were to do this, what will happen? If you do that, what will happen? And then from there, there's also giving you a solution on what to do and what is the issue. So in this situation, is impulse star is the issue. Profit wash away. Decision, you are making it too fast, which means that if for this situation, we have to be a bit more sensitive or careful. When you want to make a decision, intentionally delay. And at the same time, if you want taken the unit already, you expand the business already, then you also have to manage your costs, the cost of running. Don't spend too much on things which are not necessary. And from there, this whole deal in terms of restaurant should be making good profit, you see. So this is what we talk about in terms of the 奇门遁甲, and it will actually help you in terms of making decision, at least from 70 to 90% of accuracy. That will be good enough for a lot of people, you see, because it only takes one deal to make your business goes down, or even your wealth goes down. So sometimes we need to be very, very mindful is that we need to be very careful in terms of decision making. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this video. We'll continue later.